Hi friends, I'm the vegan. I have a new fruit salad for today and it's everything in it. I have a dry part, 3 dried ingredients, 3 wet ingredients or juicy, I say fruity, fresh fruit. And then I have a dressing, the third part, only 3 parts. That makes it easier. If I have these numbers, I can easily make a little plan and then tuck, tuck, tuck. I don't need to think too much about it. With the plan, it's all easier. Yeah. That's how I could make a new video every day for now almost 9 years. I mean, you can laugh about the idea about something with a plan or counting ingredients, numbers, and so, but it keeps me going. It is a systematic approach, and if you want to achieve something, anything in life, you have to have the systematic approach. It's a way to keep focused on always one path. That's what I do with these recipes, and well, it also allows me to make always new recipes and to get new ingredients in, and that is very important for food. Our body loves that, our mind loves variety, keeps me going, keeps me young. So I tried that with the 3 ingredients here, with the 3 parts. Not only 3 ingredients, that is the minimal number is 3 ingredients for one recipe because of the complexity. It's a lot more complex than 2. It's a huge leap. Yeah. But also one part can also have 3 ingredients. You know, I have 3 ingredients at the minimum, and I can also make a recipe with 3 parts, where each part has 3 ingredients, and so on. You can use as many ingredients as you want. There's no upper limit. Of course, I begin with a small number. It's easier to invent something new, but it always goes the other way around also. And I have a recipe, I see a recipe, I want to, oh, that's a wonderful recipe, it's very nice, I want to make it. And it has many ingredients. I try to get to figure it out, how it has been composed, how many ingredients it has. I count the ingredients and I look at the numbers, and the parts of it, which parts go together, which parts could be taken out, and which part I could make a recipe of, a smaller recipe with less ingredients, and how could that be analyzed, so to say. So this take 3 method goes both ways. I can make bottom up, simple recipes, more and more ingredients, step by step, or top down from a complex recipe, analyzing it into parts. Yeah. It's a method. I don't know how you feel about it. You can enjoy my recipes without thinking about numbers, you know. So I also I cook also without numbers. I just put something in together what I love. Yeah. But for the videos, for this systematic approach to keep it going for you, that I can always give you something new, I have this method. I want to tell you. And this recipe here is, as I said, 3 parts. And the first part is the dressing. I begin with the dressing because I have to blend it 2 times. There are nuts in the dressing. Whenever I have nuts, and I do not soak them before, I do a second blending after the first blending, a couple of minutes later. That's why I make it first now. Here, persimmon. That's one of the wonderful fruit that you can eat it by itself and be happy. You don't need anything else. This is because of the fiber, I guess. Of course, they have many nutrients, but the fiber also makes something so filling and super healthy also. And a tangerine. A little bit more tangerine in this recipe than persimmon. It's 1 small persimmon and 3 tangerines. That is nice because when I have more tangerines than persimmons, the dressing is a little bit runnier. If I have more persimmons, it would be a pudding maybe. Instead of taking oranges instead of persimmons here, would make it clearly a pudding. Yeah. Oranges have pectin. Pectin is a thickener. It's also a fiber, by the way. The thickener that makes a pudding. Yeah, they use it also in other recipes, the chefs. But tangerines seem to be, I don't know if they don't have pectin or less, I don't know. It doesn't make it thicker. So the tangerine makes the very thick persimmon runnier. And then I want to have dressing today, and it takes the persimmon. In general, persimmons, I take the tangerine. Persimmons in general, they are nice with citrus fruit of any kind. They have a gentle flavor, they are sweet, and they like a little bit the citrus flavor to make it a little bit nicer. And especially the tangerine has a very delicate flavor. And I love this combination, tangerine and persimmons. With other ingredients together, for example, ginger was there very nice recently for another salad. I use the tangerine and persimmon with a little bit of ginger. That's very cool. Today I take, instead of that, I take a little bit of hazelnut. A small amount, not too many. You can count the hazelnuts almost. No more than a dozen or so. To make it a little bit creamier and to give it a little bit of an edge. And I think hazelnuts have something like an edge. Yeah, like little cubes. The flavor, I mean the feeling. It's just an analogy, an image, a metaphor. That's what I like about the hazelnuts. They have this strange flavor. It reminds me of cubes. And I want to add that to this tangerine persimmon. You know, the ginger, the flavor of ginger is more like triangles, I would say, yeah, if you want to use that image. The hazelnuts are more like cubes. That's very personal. Maybe you can relate to that, I don't know. But I want to give that to here, to this dressing, a different twist for the tangerine persimmon cream. And let's see, I've put a little bit of water in there because it has to be runny. A little bit water is needed for that. A small amount. Don't want to dilute the flavor too much, so not too much water, but let's see, blender dance. That's the first blending. I will need a second one, as I said. A couple of minutes. Now it's time to soak for the hazelnuts mainly. And then I will blend again, and I guess I will have a very nice texture then. There's the fragrance of the hazelnuts. It's very dominant in the fragrance. Let's see what it tastes like. It's very nice. It's just a little bit of the flavor. The hazelnuts are there. And I need one more blending because it's a little bit this dryness. Nuts are usually, when you buy them in the shop, they're a little bit dry. If you get a hazelnut from the tree, from the bush, fresh, it's really juicy. I know that from my grandma. She had hazelnut trees. But now they are dry, on the shop. And so that also reflects in the flavor. The flavor has this little bit dry, edgy note, and for that reason also I will blend it after a couple of minutes again to make it really creamy, and then let's see how the flavor changes. It should be a lot nicer than after the first blending. So if you don't have a power blender, you might even use 3 blendings and wait a minute in between. I will all soak it in it before ahead of time, then the juice, the water is in the hazelnut again. That's another option. So now I come to my fruit salad. That was the dressing. So the first part of the dressing, I said. Second part is the wet part of the fruit salad, the main part. And that today, I began with the main part. I thought I want to make a very simple fruit salad with bananas and apples and oranges. Here I have 2 small apples. Could it be 1 large? Doesn't matter. 2 small apples and 1 orange. I love to cut the oranges here in these beautiful pieces. I always go along the grain first when I cut the orange, and then against the grain to get the pieces nice. Otherwise, I would mash it up. You can't see that. If you have a knife, a nice cutting knife, you can beautifully cut the oranges. Otherwise, some chefs like to fillet an orange. So they cut the peel off, and then they cut into the wedges, and they cut the flesh out of the orange skin. Only the flesh remains without the skin, the silver skin inside, without that. And then you have only the fillets. That is a lot of work, and you throw away a lot of the rest of the orange. And it is a nice way to serve an orange in an orange salad, for example, just the fillets. That's wonderful. Sometimes you need to do that, but for a fruit salad, it's not necessary. You see, this is here example. You have here this kind of peel. Here, it's even a big part, but here is only flesh, almost. Here's a little bit of skin inside here in the middle. Maybe you don't see it here a little bit, just a little bit, but that doesn't even matter. For this purpose, cutting these beautiful orange pieces is perfect. So I like to cut these. Yeah, a sharp knife is good for that. And I have 2 bananas here. That's always nice in a fruit salad, and not always, but it's a very simple ingredient. You can get it easily. And then I have already a wonderful fruit salad with 3 very simple fruit. Simple, that means available, and get them everywhere here. Very expensive. Also, in all seasons, you get nice apples, usually, and oranges, and that's easy. So that's a nice one. Just by itself would be nice. You can eat that right away. But I want to add a little bit more, a little bit fancy today. I want to add raisins. I love raisins, really. They are dried. It's a dry part now. The second part here is the dried part. Second main part. Here, raisins. I like that. It's a wonderful snack too. They are very small and dry, and they're durable. They're inexpensive. You can store them along, and they are super high in antioxidants. They're sweet, of course, and they're super high in antioxidant. That means they are very healing, like cinnamon or other berries. Yeah, berries oftentimes. These are grapes or berries, but similar. And I like this sweet flavor. It's wonderful, and they have a little crunch, so to say, because they're dried, they're small, and they just combine so nicely, so well with the other ingredients. You have the apples, the oranges, the bananas not so much, but they are more the background for the other fruit. But the raisins, they fit in well. And I have 2 other dried ingredients. I have some buckwheaties. That's a cereal. So I have a dried fruit. I have a dried cereal, sprouted cereal. I sprout the buckwheaties and dry them again. How to do that, you can watch in the video. I linked the buckwheatie video under this video. Whenever I make a recipe that I use in another recipe, when you need that recipe, you find the link under the video, usually. And buckwheaties are wonderful. They're crunchy. If you soak them a little bit in dressing and let it sit for a while, you can let this fruit salad sit with the dressing for some time, and it gets more and more delicious. It's nice because the flavors, they penetrate each other, and the buckwheaties, they get full of juice from the other fruit, and then makes them even more delicious. The raisins also, they soak a little bit, and they get more delicious even. Yeah, you can even soak them ahead of time if you want. It's even better, but whatever you like. And here are hazelnuts again. It's a small amount, you see, not too much. Just a small amount to get some crunch and some nuts into the fruit salad. That's very nice. Yeah, fruit salad can be very simple with fruit, fresh fruit. You can also upgrade them, so to say, with a dried fruit, with crunchy nuts and seeds like here, and then they get a lot more nutritious, and they can also be whole meals. To me, fruit is a main part of my daily meal. I make almost always, a large fruit salad or something else, a smoothie where lots of fruit is in there. Yeah, I love fruits. They are so colorful. They make me happy to watch, to eat, to peel them. I like fruit. I like to get them in the shop. Fruit are very fun. I do it every day. And the other part of the day is some greens, some veggies. That has to be every day. So they're very simple. If I have that, I'm almost done. Then I have snacks, or maybe I cook something with heat. But these 2 things, the greens and the fruit salad, that's a basic part, and when I have that, I'm pretty much fine. So that is the fruit salad, the wet parts and the dried parts. Now I'll get back to my dressing. Have a look. Yeah, I don't think I need more water. First I will blend it, and then I will watch it and taste it. Blender dance number 2. Blending is really important to really get it really creamy, and it tastes better than too. Blending is also good because of the nutrients. When you break down the fruit, the cells, with a blender, a special power blender, then that is scientifically proven. You get more of the nutrients into the system. They're more incorporated. Otherwise, you might lose a lot because you don't digest it so perfectly. You have to chew it a lot. This makes it easier. So it's a good thing to blend. There's nothing problematic about it. Let's taste it. Oh yeah, yeah. So the dry flavor, a little bit stirring from the little particles of the unsoaked, almost broken down hazelnuts. That is completely gone now. It's very nice and creamy. I showed you the dressing, what it looks like. And it is this kind of dressing with persimmons and tangerines that since recently, use in all kinds of fruit salads. Yeah, and persimmons are right now they are easy to get here in Berlin, in Germany. So I use them a lot. And I read about persimmons a little bit online. It's an interesting fruit. Here we don't use them so much. We don't have that many recipes here in Germany, but in other countries they have a lot of recipes. In South Africa and South America and in Asia, of course. It's a very common fruit. Persimmons now they have all over the planet. They're very favorable for many people like them because they are so nutritious, for one, and then also they have this pleasant, sweet flavor. Yeah? You can do so many things with it. And this is a way to use persimmons in the dressing. I really didn't think so much before about it, but it is very versatile. Usually I make a banana cream. That's the easiest way. Bananas, maybe some nuts, a bit of lemon, and you have a wonderful dressing. But you can do the same with persimmons. I highly recommend it. Of course, that's a higher level. Persimmons are more expensive than bananas. Yeah. Bananas are everywhere. Persimmons are more expensive, but they are also a lot better. I mean, they have a nicer quality. But, I mean, I won't argue with that. If somebody says, I like bananas better, perfect. Bananas I've always at home. Persimmons not always. So, maybe if you list a fruit which is more favorable, then maybe the availability, how you can get it, how expensive it is, maybe is the most important part for many things. So I would agree. It's okay. But persimmons are really also nice. So this is my fruit salad. It looks so nice. I show you the bowl. Really, it's full of power, full of energy, full of nutrients, flavors, colors, textures, fragrances. Everything is in there. Yeah, it's a nice one. I show it you to what it looks like when I serve it to myself here in this glass, and you can have an idea what it looks like. Better idea, maybe. Yeah, a fruit salad. Recently, I tried a fruit salad only with fruit. Apples were in there, and other kind of fruit like that, and just fruit. And it was not good. Yeah, I didn't want to publish it. Because it was too little dressing. So sometimes it's nice to have a fruit salad without dressing. That's perfect. Sometimes. But sometimes not. I think this one has a little bit of dressing, but I think it's perfect. I'm looking forward to that. And you know, when you put these seeds and the dried fruits and the nuts into a fruit salad, and certain fruit also, then the fruit salad is warming. Usually a fruit salad just with fresh fruit is, because of the high sugar content, the high water content in the fruit, is cooling, has a cooling quality. Fruit in general is considered cooling rather than hot spices like ginger, or if you have what have it, you have so many food ingredients that are warming. Fruit in general are considered cooling, but with certain tricks and certain fruit, especially dried fruit, nuts and seeds, a fruit salad can also be warming. So in the wintertime, many people say, in the wintertime I want to have warm food. But this is, I think the variety here makes it also warming. I think it has a lot to do with nutrients. And after all, everything is nutrients. The colors are considered nutrients now. The fragrances are nutrients. The flavors are nutrients also. And not only vitamins, minerals, fat, protein, that are macronutrients, but all the other things that we can, that plants produce are also nutrients. Phytonutrients they are called. There are thousands, 100,000 of them. Phyto is plant. Plant-made nutrients. They're only in plants, and there are so many. They're all nutrients. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this fruit salad. Enjoy my video. If you like it, like my video. Subscribe MD Vegan. Have another recipe every single day. My YouTube channel, MD Vegan. I need some support. And then you find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Hope to be there wherever you are.